Today we are installing some parts on the S15 that have arrived from Japan. Later on I'm going to say how much I paid in tariffs. Let's just say it's considerably more than last time. I was saving the stereo for another car, but the one I have in the S15 is having issues, so I might have to replace it with this one. Feeling bigger now with that wall down.
Yeah, it made all the difference.
Yeah, damn. All right, so the interior has been a work in progress for a little while now. We did put the SR2 Le Mans Recaro seats, which I think look amazing on driver and passenger. We got the little matching boot cover here. We did get this very rare stereo from the UK, kind of on some James Bond stuff.
Now pay attention, please. On the dashboard here. Audio visual range 150 miles. Ingenious.
But the main thing we're going to be doing today is a certified early 2000s classic, and it's going to be a Defi triple gauge cluster right here. So I literally got this piece of plastic to hold the spot until I could get this part shipped in from Japan, and it is here. It's gonna look so juicy. And then we gotta figure out what we wanna do with the steering wheel. This one's starting to show its age, and I could either get it like rewrapped in Alcantara, or I could replace the whole thing for a Nismo wheel, which those look amazing too. If you guys remember the video I made on my buddy's RB S15, he has one of those and it looks gorgeous. Only thing is, they don't have an airbag, so let me know what do you think I should do. Alcantara or switch out for the Nismo. I forgot to mention, since my stereo stopped working a couple weeks ago, I've been using this as a replacement, which is very embarrassing anytime I'm giving someone a ride and I have to boot up the JBL speaker. But I didn't want to take apart the whole center console to fix the radio, knowing that I have to do it again anyways to put the gauges in. So don't judge me. Let's start with the clear turn signal. I feel like I just did heart surgery. But now she's clear. Nice. Make sure the Nissan logo's pointed up. There we go. You can see how it was before, the OEM. And now, full clear. But when it turns on, it still turns on orange.
Sometimes my genius is, it's almost frightening.
All right, let's open this bad boy up. All right, so there it is. The triple gauges, all in a single DIN, so I can put it right above the stereo. So we can have oil temp, water temp, and boost. And then here we got all the wires to tap in. All the sensors and everything. All right, so we're here with Tony, which actually knows how to do this because I have no idea.
I'm not an SR20 expert by any means, but I've installed a lot of sensors on a lot of different cars, and they all function generally the same.
So I actually met Tony when he was taking the ECU out of an SF90. And I was like, man, if he can work on SF90, I think he can work on this relic, you know?
Yeah, so actually my passion started with JDM cars, and then I started working at a Mustang shop, and then ended up working on exotics. So now I kind of have everything under my belt.
That's dope.
And I can cater to a very wide range of make and models. So
hell yeah.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
All right, now it's time to get all of this stuff out so we can put the gauges right here and run the wiring through the harness. And I think I found the culprit As to why my stereo stopped working, the ground came completely off. Well, I'm glad it's that and not something harder to fix. All right, the panel's out.
Oh yeah!
Moment of truth.
Guys.
Let's turn the car on fully, fuck it. Ooh! Let's go! That looks so sick.
Fuck yeah, bro.
All right, it's such a big box for this little guy. All right, so now that we have the adapter piece we were missing, we can do water temp, oil temp, and the oil pressure.
Basically, yes. So we're gonna plug in the water temp onto the thermostat, right? Temperature and pressure into the oil filter housing, basically, for the adapter
With the
that
adapter.
the new adapter that we got.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And that's our coolant sensor.
Nice.
A bit overdue, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Miles.
Oh.
Oh, did you get oil on it?
Nah, but it's definitely a 3D experience right there.
Overall good. No metal shavings or
yeah.
anything like that on it.
All right, so Angel's helping me out today, and to get the oil pressure and oil temperature, we needed one of these oil adapters.
Yep.
So the oil filter goes on this side,
Yep.
this plugs in, and so all of this is sealed, and
Yep,
oil
it's
just
all
goes
sealed.
through that.
It just goes through. So basically,
Cool.
oil actually feeds in through the middle of the filter, and then once it feeds in through the middle of the filter, it exposes on the outside. So basically, it's like a loop that goes in and then comes out, and that's how the oil filters.
Nice. Nice.
Perfect, bro. Moment of truth. Oh my god. Let's
That's supposed to look like that, huh?
no, let's see a new one real quick.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Little by little, you know, they get corroded, but once you start to see yellow on top, that's when it's overly used.
Oh, okay. So I was
Yeah.
overdue for oil change, and my spark plugs were kind of cooked, so.
First cylinder's a lot more worse than all the other ones.
Huh.
Surprisingly.
Interesting. Spec. I told you the spec last time. All right, moment of truth. Let's see if these gauges are all good. So we got our water temp, oil temp, and oil pressure.
Perfect.
Looks good?
It's good.
Hell yeah. Okay, so we were worried for a second that the oil temperature wasn't working properly, but I forgot, if you look at this tiny little C right there, it's in Celsius. So we were like, what, 60 Fahrenheit? That doesn't make any sense, that can't be correct. But no, obviously 60 Celsius is like 140 Fahrenheit. So we are all good. All gauges working correctly. A little throttle, you can see the oil pressure go up. Dude, they look so sick. I love that. Man, I don't know, something about that analog look. And then we got the radio right on there, which I still haven't got working properly, but hell yeah. I've been envisioning this for like 8 months now, so to finally have it is so dope. And then obviously I still have the boost temp right here that comes from factory. We're gonna get a better look at this while I'm driving and everything in a moment. I'm just real quick also gonna do the rear brake pads because they're looking pretty thin. But yeah, really happy with how that turned out.
Oh my my God, we're so close.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Those
hey,
pads
look
were
at
done so, huh? Yo.
Insane. Like, bro, it's a fingernail away from being done. It's insane.
I could hear it. Angel, you're the man. Thank you so much for your help. I don't care, bro. You're good. Dude, and shout out to Atlas Motorsports. They do wraps. They do, I mean, if you want to do an engine swap, everything. They got you over here. But yeah, thanks again, man. Have a good one.
Have a good one. Take care.
Well, from the Recaro SR2 confettis to the matching boot cover, the James Bond stereo, and of course, Defi triple gauges, the interior is really coming together. The main thing I'm still missing, steering wheel, as this one's really starting to show its age, and of course, a Nismo cluster. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed another video modding my S15. X's wide body kit, Vortex Edge wide body kit just arrived. So I'll probably show you guys that in the next video, which should be a lot of fun. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.